Hey guys, welcome back to whatever this is. And on today's episode, this is an idea that I've tossed around for a while, as it's a good way for me to hit multiple topics in one video and just talk about things that I might necessarily be able to come up with like a solid title for. So whatever this is, what I've been weebing is what I'm calling this. So what I've been weebing is just what I've been playing. Giving a rundown, and I'll try and always throw in at least one anime. And for this first one, it's probably going to be a little bit of a bigger one, which is good. And I can hit a few rapid fire on a few topics. So to update you guys on my list of games that I kind of set myself for the year earlier on, I have played and completed Atelier Ryza 2. This game is a ton of fun. It's not like really hectic kind of game. The combat for the game is actually really good for what it is. But it's like a really cool, chill and mellow game that someone might not typically play like myself. Like, this is just a chill, mellow kind of growing up and like just being able to like let go of people in your life. As much as you may love them as like a very overarching thing where it's like you just, unfortunately the way life is, you just have to keep moving on and not stay in one spot. And it's a really good, it's a cute little story about Her Royal Highness and the adventures on the main islands, off her island and like on the main continent. I really did enjoy it. I played it on my PS5, which there's a PS5 version, and it did like just make the game experience a lot better with the instant load times. Another one I picked up, Ease number 9, Monstrum Nox. I have talked about this game before when I tried to do like reviews. I don't think it's really my strong suit. But as a quick elevator pitch, this game is really good. It's not the best Ease game. That would be Ease 8, which did come out on the PS5. I would recommend picking up that one. It's a much more fleshed out game. It's a little quicker to get to its main pacing. This one's really good. Don't get me wrong. I do love it. Its issue is I just find the opening part of the game to just be a little too sloggy. But it does eventually get to the good parts of the game, and then the game is really, really good. It's just a little bit of pacing in the beginning, and then it snaps and it's fine. It's just one of those times where it's like, hey, you got to deal with the opening part for like the first like 5 hours, and then like once the game kind of gets cracking, you're good to go. And the plot twist is awesome. Resident Evil 8 Village. I had never actually played this. I was waiting specifically for like a third-person mode to see if they would ever actually release it, and sure enough, Capcom did. Unfortunately, it is the worst type of way of re-releasing a game, as it does that thing I hate oh so much. Here's the disc and here's the download code. So if anyone's curious, it is a download code. It is absolutely pointless, as I can't play the main core game. I can't. I get physically sick. Something about first-person shooters, I have one exception to that rule in the past couple of years. For whatever reason, most shooters nowadays, just like, my brain hates it. I don't like them. I'm kind of just bored with first-person games. And it's Resident Evil, so I wanted to like it. I tried 7. It's just something about the view window, or maybe the frame pacing was particularly bad. I don't know. But this one, I have played it. It is really good. I really do enjoy it. But I don't see the reason to own the physical copy. So this is fair warning for anyone who wanted like the complete version. That doesn't exist, which is really unfortunate. But here's Resident Evil 8 Village. Really good. Fantastic. Ran away from Lady Dimitrescu. The main dude with the giant sledgehammer. Fantastic game. It tries really hard to be Resident Evil 4, and that is not a bad thing. Speaking of Resident Evil 4, I have played it. My brother stole it. Haven't seen it since. And then this was one that I've had on my shelf. It came in a while ago. This is The Avenging Spirit. This is the Game Boy reprint done by Limited Run and Retrobit. I don't actually think it was Limited Run. I think I just bought it through them, but it was Retrobit, got the rights, reprinted this cartridge, as this cartridge is heckin' expensive. This was a much more reasonable price. I don't care if it's a reprint, because I just wanted to play the game, and it looks really cool. And low-key, the cartridge glows in the dark. Who doesn't want a cartridge that glows in the dark? Super cool game. It's very arcadey. You just kind of like absorb different bodies. So like, you know, you take over a mobster, and then you have a gun. You take over another character, and then you get different abilities depending on who the little ghosty dude takes over. It's really fun. It's a quick game. I beat it in like one sitting unintentionally. But for a portable pick up and play, this is a really, really cool, unique version. I'm really glad they did this. The box for it is really fantastic. It doesn't have that random dude with the Tommy gun on it, because the original release of the game makes no sense. The cute little ghost is far better. Look at him. He's perfect. Enjoy him. Appreciate. And speaking of the Avenging Spirit, I actually picked up a device that has the original arcade version on it. So I am now an owner of the evercade. The evercade was like a fan-produced thing where what they wanted to do was release an official emulator for retro games, which is a neat idea, cool concept. Started out with just like a bunch of 8-bit games, but this little machine can actually run up to PlayStation 1, which is actually really cool. And with that, you get a ton of different games from different developers. Now, none of them are like top tier, like amazing stuff. Like in here right now, I currently have the Namco collection, and that has a bunch of Nintendo emulated games. It's not the arcades in this case, it is the Nintendo emulator. But they did start up an arcade one. And I did pick up one that came with it. I believe it was the IREM that came with this console. And I actually ended up playing this really neat beat 'em up where it was like placed in like the 1920s. Really neat, honestly. If I didn't like get that cartridge and this console, I never would have touched that game. I wouldn't have even known it exists. And I kind of think that's the neat thing about it. And their big branding is no game will cost over $20 American, or 20 pounds, or 20 euros. I live in Canada, so it's about 25 bucks, which for 25 bucks, just to kind of, hey, I want something that I can muck around for an evening and have a good time. Not bad. I like it. I like the pricing. I got the games that I do want. At the time of this shooting, they actually did just do their show earlier today. And yeah, I'm going to buy a few more of those little cartridges. I'm really glad I bought this now, especially after that last showing. This is a really cool device. Maybe later I'll do like a whole breakdown on full thoughts of it. But for now, really cool. It's going to be very person to person if you want it or not. So it's up to you. Do a bit of research. If you guys want to see me actually talk about this thing, let me know in the comments down below. What's funny, what actually made me buy this little device was I walked into a game store locally and they were selling them. Was actually this game right here. The Evercade Worms Armageddon collection. Or Worms collection. I just wanted to play Worms Armageddon because Worms Armageddon's a good time. I don't know if you ever played it. But they took this is the PlayStation port that's on this cartridge. Yes, it is a cartridge running a PlayStation 1 game, which is really neat. And that's all I really cared about. And I was like, for 25 bucks, I will easily give you that for Worms Armageddon because I put copious amounts of hours into that game as a kid. So these have been some recent weebing I've been doing. Having a good time playing a lot of these games. If there's any games you've been playing, let me know down below, obviously. And if there's any more of these games you'd like me to go in detail, let me know, and I will absolutely do that. But anyways, guys, that's it for this week's episode. I know it's a quick shot. That's the point of this series, is I can just give a quick lowdown on what I've been up to. But anyways, guys, that's it for this week's episode. Take care. Have a good one.